Yo, what is good and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I want to build something, and I want to build something cool in the desert of my Terraria world. So I'm currently playing on an expert world that I created a while back, and my primary focus when creating this world was to improve my building and just focus on taking my time throughout the game and not rushing to the very end. Because it has happened to me many times before where I start a new world in Terraria and I just rush through the whole game, fighting the bosses and collecting the items, getting to hard mode or whatever. And then I reach the end of the playthrough and I realize that there really isn't anything special to my world. There isn't any cool builds or NPC housing, nothing to remember it by, and there's nothing to do then. So at the moment, I'm pretty happy with the way that things are looking. I actually started with this house over here and then I moved towards the mountain and started doing the clock. This is one of my earliest projects. And what's also really cool is that the clock actually goes down into the ground here, and I've got an elevator. This is literally one of the first elevators that I've ever built that actually goes all the way down and is decorated. Now, I'm also quite glad that I started building my project near the mountain because of this bridge over here. Now, I like the bridge because it gives me extra space for crafting tables and stuff, and also the way that I can decorate it, and it just brings everything together, like this house over here. Out of all of the houses on this world, this one is definitely one of my favorites. The pylon is a bit boring, but still, the way that this house is built is my favorite style of building. The chimney in between is something that I want to do more often, and the dynasty wood and shingles for the roofs is honestly the way that I like to build things. Now, contrary to what I've just said, I'm not going to be using any of the dynasty wood in the desert build that I want to do today. Instead, I'm going to use different types of stone and then the fossil bricks I still have to go find. But I think it's going to look good, especially in the desert, because I want to build it over an oasis and it's going to be like a little castle that really blends nicely with the sand and on the hill, and you know how it is. So this is actually the spot where I want to build. There's going to be one part of the build over here, and then I was thinking a little house over here or there. The house is going to be shaped like a type of castle. Now obviously the first thing that you should do when you start the build is get rid of all of these trees. Okay, there we go. Now the trees are gone, so we should be able to start now. Wait, I've just noticed that when you break a palm tree, there seems to be a little sapling that stays behind. Oh no, wait, it's because I've got the axe of regrowth, never mind. Anyways, don't worry, let's get back to building. So to start with, I'm gonna take the sandstone brick and I'm thinking of building a little bridge over here. Like this, and then let's just go over. I guess I'm gonna make a pillar down here to support the bridge, and then I'm gonna place a pylon, the desert pylon over here. I think it's gonna look really good. Now, I don't actually have a desert pylon at the moment, so I'm going to use a granite marker in its place. This is where the desert pylon is going to go, and I'm going to build a support down here. But first, what I want to do is start off with a little dome thing going over here, the little structures. Now, I've placed these walls and blocks down in a certain way because what I want to try and do is create a little window behind the pylon. But this is going to be too wide. So let me replace the walls here. And like this. Yeah, this is what I want. And then I'm thinking windows on either side of this also should work. Now let's just put walls down and see if this is the right shape. I think it's going to have to be one taller, each of the glass panels. You know what? I actually like this. This is the right height. So with that done, I'm going to go underground now and see if I can't find other materials to work with, because I want to find the fossil kind of blocks. Maybe put some orange here or some type of other brick I'm thinking could look good. I'm going to build up here and then a dome. Right, so I've gotten everything that I need now. Turns out that it wasn't fossil blocks, it was only sandstone brick. Luckily I have got that now. I've got the pillars as well. And I'm just going to start over here. And then I also want to do a second layer, and on top of that is where I'm going to do the dome. So let's just move up here and then do it like this. The actual building of the dome is pretty simple. I'm just going to do a little bit of a brick layer over here and try and do it on both sides first and then head inwards. That's usually how I like to do my roofs. Okay, so far the shape is looking good. I don't mind this. And with basically no effort at all, that is my dome finished. Maybe over here. I quickly went back to get some materials, which is why it is night now. However, I'm just going to continue with the building, placing down these walls. And for the dome, I'm going to fill it with this smooth sandstone wall. Now, I really do like the way that the orange of the sandstone and the yellow of the regular sand bricks blend together. It blends well with the biome. It looks good. I like the colors. And the block textures also look really good in this setting. Now, with the dome wall finished, I'm just going to put some glass over here. I'm going to try and make a glass pattern. Not too much, but also not too little. I guess the trick is to just find the right balance and, you know, just what feels natural, just what feels good. Yeah, I think this is how it should look. This is enough. There we go. I'm impressed. Our build is coming together nicely. Now I'm thinking let's just extend this wall over here. Gonna try and fill it. I'm not gonna create a room. This could be a nice place to hang banners or maybe put a statue or something. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Now what I like to do when I'm building is to put the torches down like this for spacing to make sure it's symmetrical. These zombies are annoying me. I shouldn't actually build at night. So now I'm thinking I could just go up and build pillars over here. Maybe if I just get rid of the zombie first. And then on the other side, I'm going to do the same. Anyway, well, this is what we've got so far. I'm liking it. I'm just going to go out here and now put some more walls up. And that's how far I want to go. So just here, that's big enough. And then in the center here with the 5 gap, I could definitely put something down, you know, put some decorations. That's going to be the actual part of the build that is useful to me. Now, for this little roof, this is going to be the only layer. I'm not going to do one on top of this. Still more zombies. I'm going to get another banner, I think. But anyway, I just want to do one layer of the roof and then maybe put a little bit of something on top of it, but I don't know really. And further than that, this is pretty much the shape that I want. So I'm happy at the moment. So I'm just going to put these blocks down like this and then hammer onto it. And that's so easy, you know, just to give it a little bit of depth and texture. It's not really anything difficult. Anyone can do it. And these small little things really make such a difference, you know. I quite like this. Okay, I decided to quickly teleport home. I'm going to craft some lights. I'm going to do the lamps and the hanging lamps, the lanterns of the sandstone. So it's going to make the build look good. It fits with the vibe. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing how this is going to turn out. Okay, back in the desert, here we are. So let me just get this. And I'm thinking in the middle over here. And wow, this is really bright. So, yeah, there we go. Okay, those two are good. Right at the edge. I'm thinking I'm gonna do the lamps up here just to make sure the whole thing is lit up. Not here though, wait. Maybe to the inside, yeah. Okay, let me just kill the zombie once again. Yeah, okay, like this is good. Nice. Now, with that out of the way, it's time for the ultimate decoration, the grass wall. This literally makes any board look good. I haven't done it before on this world, so this is the first time. And honestly, in the desert, I already like how this looks. I'm just placing it randomly, so... You know, there's no strategy over here, it's just to make it look natural, you know. Next up is the grass on the roof. I guess it's not really grass, it could look like leaves that have fallen, or I don't know what it could be, vines growing up on the side. It could be anything you want. You know, it tells a story of its own, but I'm really impressed with it and the way it looks. Now, for the last thing that I'm going to do on this build today is up here on the roof. I just want to make it a bit thicker, but I want it to look natural. So I'm going to do these bricks that I've just placed. Just hold on. Yeah, okay, these bricks, and then probably the sandstone, hardened sandstone, sand block over here. Just like this. And there we go. That is the build complete for now. I am actually really happy with the way it turned out. So I'm not going to go on today. I'm pretty tired now, and I'm happy with the way that it turned out already. However, I'm definitely going to go on with this build and add things to it and put a house next to it and, just decorate it. But the main thing for me in this video was just to get back into building and just try new things and experiment, because I think a lot of the times you feel lazy and you don't want to start building, but once you actually start doing it, you see it's really simple. And I just had a lot of fun doing this, and I wanted to share my build with you and show you that it's so easy to do simple things in Terraria and have fun. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.